career meetup. Yep. Sorry, if you click yes, and we're gonna start recording for this. So the BA Career Meetup group is dedicated to providing a supportive and a safe space for every individual being like us, aspiring business analysts, and also for current business analysts who want to share their experiences, learn from others, and explore innovative ideas. It's a vibrant community where you can discuss common problems, share your learnings, and try out new concepts. And also, if you have missed some of our past events and want to revisit or catch up and get some inspirations from the past sessions, you can find the recordings on our YouTube channel. It's a pleasure trove of knowledge just waiting for us to explore. Okay, and now we're gonna have our presentation today. I'm gonna hand over the host to Orsi, our guest speaker today. She's gonna give us a 30 minutes presentation. After her talk, we're gonna have another 10 or 15 minutes for the questions, okay? So if you have questions or any questions, just feel free to type in our Zoom chat, or later we're gonna, Orsi gonna give us another link of the Slido talk, so we can have an interactive conversational talk during the whole event. Okay, enjoy. Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, so welcome everyone. I will share my screen. Yep. So I'd like to know that, are you ready for something different for today? Because we are not going to talk about anything technical or any technical aspect of being a BA, but we will talk about personal development. And personal development, as the name implies, it's something personal. But because I believe that business analysis is a team sport, it is the best interest of everyone in the team that we invest in our personal development. And actually, personal development is not that easy because you can't measure it. So it means that if you can't measure something, it's just hard to know that you are on track, because there is no like a magical scale that you step on and it will tell you that you became a better person than we were a few weeks ago. You know, it would be nice to have a scale like that. So first, I'd like to check on you. How are you? And where are you joining from? Are you in an office or are you joining from home? Is it the right time and space for you to dig a bit deeper? Well, if it's not, that's absolutely fine, because I just give you some tips and tools and some food for the thought, you know, that you can think about when you find some quiet space for yourself. And my original idea was to do a guided meditation in this session, but then I realized that it might not be really practical, because if you're not joining from home, then you just don't really have the space to really relax. So again, I'd like to encourage you to put in the chat if you have something to say, you agree or disagree with something. Just make it a bit more conversational, and I will run Slido polls as well. So I'd like to make it a bit more interactive and a bit more informal, because I am in the same shoes as you are, because I'm also transitioning from being a science advisor to become a business analyst. I'm doing a BA, so Master of Professional Business Analysis, a university program for that, and I'm just halfway in that. So I still have like 8 months to go, so I'm finishing next February. But what I already see is that business analysis is going to be a challenging career, and it is much more challenging than I expected it would be. So my best tip for today is, the earlier we start working on our skills on a holistic level, the easier this transitioning will be. You probably already know that BAs need skills from the IT world and also from the business world. So if you see in this mail, and when you are in an interview situation and you are asked that, do you speak IT or business? The best answer from a business analyst will be that we speak or. So it means that we will need to be able to move comfortably between the two words and build rapport in both words. And I have to say that these two fields are quite complex by themselves, right? So that's the other reason why they say that business analysts have to be T-shaped, which means that we have to have a deep knowledge in one or two knowledge areas, but we also must be able to talk about and like understand the terminology about a wide range of other topics. Okay, so before we dive into holistic skill development, I would really like to know what you think. So do you believe that hard skills, technical skills are more important than soft skills for a career success in the BA field? And for that, I will start the first slide of all. And I'd like to encourage you to have your phone handy. And I guess that one of my hosts shared the link for the Slido poll. If you're not able to join to the Slido poll through reading the QR code, then there should be a link in the chat. Or you just go to slido.com and put the event code, which is HBA for Holistic BA. And when you go there, you will find a Likert scale there. So do you strongly agree? It means that you believe that hard skills are significantly more important than soft skills, all the way to you strongly disagree, which means that you believe that soft skills are significantly more important than hard skills. It's not black and white. So there is a debate on that. Okay, let's see what you think. I will share the Slido screen so you will see what others are thinking about this. I think this should be the one. Yeah, you see the Slido screen?
Yeah, we can see that.
Okay, cool. Oh, nice. So you believe that hard skills and soft skills are equally important for career success. That's very nice. Or yes, soft skills are even more important. Yeah, so I'd like to share with you what I found in my literature research, because for an assignment for a university course, I did a literature research. And what I found in the academic literature is that soft skills are actually significantly more important than technical skills. And the argument around that was that willingness to learn is a soft skill. Proactiveness is a soft skill. Communicational skills are soft skills. And I will talk a lot more about communication later. So I'd like to highly encourage you to think about your soft skills when you are preparing for the transitioning for a BA career. Okay, thank you. I will just move back to the presentation window. Cool. So I'd like to give you a bit more context why I'm talking about soft skills and holistic skill development. So I'm active in the intersections of environmental protection because of my background, business analysis, so this is my new passion, and art therapy. And I found that art therapy was a great creative and mental outlet for me. And I just wanted to know more about the theory behind art therapy. So that's why I'm doing a holistic integrated creative art therapist diploma program at the same time with the master's degree. And I'm about halfway with that as well. And art therapy was the one that sparked my interest in soft skill development, because I found that as I became more aware of like self-aware, it had a very beneficial effect on my career choices. Like it helped me to realize that I would make a much better business analyst than I was for a scientist. So that's why I'm doing this transitioning now. So art therapy is a very important part of my life. And I'm also a big Lego fan, as you see on my slides. I try to incorporate Lego everything what I do. And I was really thrilled when I found that there is a legit way to bring Lego to the workplace, and it's called LEGO serious play technique. It's a creative facilitation technique. And when I found LEGO serious play, I immediately did a facilitator training. So now I'm certified LEGO serious play facilitator as well. I just actually like everything that is connected to creative self-expression. And you will also see that my presentation, so my slides, are a bit more playful than a usual business presentation. And it is because I believe that we have to take the work seriously, but not ourselves, right? So it's just good to inject some playfulness into the work, because it will result more engaged participation in the work as well. Okay, so today I like to ask for the help of the Llama LEGO character to represent me, and using LEGO. So if you like to use LEGO in your everyday work, it's a very easy way to do. Just throw some LEGO characters and prompts and bricks to the table, and ask people to find the one that they can mostly identify with and introduce themselves using that prompt or character. Or in case the team members know each other well, they can just use or find a prompt that describe the best how they are feeling today or that day, and just share what they would like to share using that LEGO prompt. Okay, so today I feel like a llama. It is because I have high endurance. I can carry a lot. I like the view of the mountains, as I hope that llamas do as well in Peru. And I have a very peaceful personality, as llamas usually do. So I will use a llama to represent me today. And today I'd like to focus on that, not the llama part, but the stories we are telling about ourselves. I picked this topic for today because changing careers and transitioning into a new career is a big turn in our stories, right? So it's really worth to stop here and reflect on the frequent story elements that come up often and see if they are helping us or they are holding us back in our new adventure. And I would like to give a personal example for that, to illustrate that, because I just recently realized, so I just caught myself forming excuses because I was hard of hearing. And I used being hard of hearing as an excuse to avoid avoid trying new things and avoid doing hard things. And yes, so I was diagnosed to be hard of hearing when I was 6. I had several ear operations. They replaced my hearing bones, 2 plastic ones. So they really did everything they could to save my hearing. But then they found that it was a neurotic problem, so they couldn't really fix my hearing. And the only option for me was to live with a hearing disability. And I also couldn't use hearing aids or anything. So it was just that, just to go with it. But because hard of hearing became a huge part of my identity, when I went into a communication situation, and then that really happened quite often, I actually felt that I was less than others. And I had this unconscious or conscious conversation in me that I had to try harder, I had to work harder than others to balance out my disability. And the funny thing is then, when I met new people, and after some time, I told them that I was hard of hearing, they just didn't believe it. They said that they didn't notice it. But it still wasn't enough for me to change the story, because what happened then, I just pat my back and said that, oh yeah, well done, Orsi, you balanced out your disability with your better ear. So they didn't notice that you were less of them. So it's really not a healthy thing that what I did, but that was my inner conversation. So why was it so hard for me to let this story go? And I will tell you some possible reasons, and please try to observe yourself if you are doing the same with a different story of yours. So I use it as an excuse, as I mentioned it earlier, to win the sympathy of others. The same thing happened when I moved to New Zealand, and my English it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good. And I told everyone I could that how hard it is for me to learn English because I'm hard of hearing. So basically what I said, that please don't expect much from me because I'm disabled. But this mindset, it just doesn't help with the professional and career development, right? Especially when I was at the situation when I wanted to apply for jobs. And I looked at the job description, and if it had excellent communication skills in it, I just didn't apply. I just didn't apply because my unconscious told me that I don't have excellent communication skills. So even though everything else in the job description matched my skills, like in this one, so this is from the Careers New Zealand website, and you see that, so I could tick everything else, like, I don't know, I'm skilled at, I don't know, designing and work under pressure, deadlines, I'm a good listener. I'm even good at written communication. I'm very good at analyzing and problem solving and everything else. But because the good verbal communication was there, I just didn't feel comfortable. So I realized that if I really wanted to become a business analyst, I had to do something with these communication blockages of mine. So I really wanted to find the root cause and just flip the script. So before I will give you some tools and techniques, I'd really like to know where you are in your self-awareness journey. And for that, I will start the second Slido poll, and I would really like you to jump back to Slido and let me know what you think where you are. Do you feel that you are a beginner? Which means that you are in the early stage of your journey. Are you developing, which means that you are actively working on improving your skills? Are you making progress? Or you feel established, which means that you develop solid foundation of self-awareness through consistent practice and reflection, or you are already advanced. So it means that you attained a deep understanding of yourself and you have advanced self-awareness skills. And I'd like you to be very honest with this one, because we all been beginners at some point. So I was a beginner, I don't know, like 7 years ago. I was so disconnected from my own self. I was so attached to the story that I was a scientist that it just didn't let me to look elsewhere and find a profession that suited me better. And if you think about that, it just makes it much easier to deal with difficult people. Because if you meet someone who doesn't treat you well, side people, you could just think that they are just at the very beginning of their self-awareness journey. So that's what I do. So when I meet someone who is just not nice, I just in my own mind, I just try to wish them the motivation or wish them something that would make them step on the self-awareness journey, and hope that next time when I meet them, they will be a better person, a nicer person, because change does happen. So it is a very harmful belief that personality can't change, because we can change our personalities. Okay, so I will jump to the Slido screen. All developing and making progress. I'm very happy to see that. Amazing, guys. Thank you very much for responding to this one. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. All right, so So let's see what we can do about it when we reach the point that with honest self-reflection, we found that we have some story points that need some development. So I have to say that the shift in me around the hard of hearing story and other harmful stories. So this shift didn't happen with me just by sitting in the corner and thinking about my life. I needed external help for that. And that's why it took me so long, because I wasn't wired to ask for help. That's another harmful story that some people like myself, we are telling ourselves that we are not wired to ask for help. So first I had to work through that. And then I was able to ask for help, because some belief systems are so deeply embedded in our personalities that we just can't pull ourselves out from the mud by just pulling our own hair, metaphorically speaking. So we need external help for that. So I'd like to share you one of my favorite techniques, and so there are many others depending on your belief systems. But I'd like to encourage you to try out lots of different things, even alternative therapies, because it's like losing weight. We don't get fat overnight, so getting back to a healthy weight might take a year or more of trying out different diet and exercise combinations, you know. So I think personal development is the same. So one of my favorite techniques is called Himalayan Kirya. So Kriya is a type of yoga, but it's a bit of opposite of the pretty postures kind of yoga. So it can be quite ugly for an outsider. It is otherwise a beautiful journey, but it looks like tapping different acupressure points on the body and letting the energetic body cleaning itself from the limiting beliefs. And sometimes we have to like stick out our tongues and just deep release. So it's a very interesting technique. And what you experience doing Kriya is that these limiting beliefs are just clearing from the energetic body, and what's left is your core self. And these are the moments when you do big realizations, when new perspectives open for you. And they were there all the time, but because they were covered by these stories that were there to protect you. But we don't need these stories anymore because they are causing more harm than good. So it's time to let these stories go and see what's left. And what's left is our own core self. So a few weeks ago, I went to see my Kriya master. She lives in Bali, so I see her online. She's called Hayley Lewis. She is originally from Christchurch, and I live in Christchurch as well. So I work with her online, and I taught her that I want to be able to communicate effortlessly, because I could see that this was the obstacle in front of me to reach my full career potential. So I set this intention that I just want to be able to communicate effortlessly. And through doing a series of Kriya practice, the inner wisdom that I received was that I have to unconditionally love and accept myself first to be able to see behind these protective stories that I was telling myself. And yeah, so one of these stories was the hard of hearing story. So that's why I just wanted to share this with you, because this is one of the biggest realizations that I just made to this time. So Kriya is one of my favorites. And now I'd like you to go back to Slido and just do a bit of a brainstorming together. Just give me a moment. I will start the third poll. I already put art therapy and Himalayan Kirya to the pool of techniques. So I would really like to know, what is your go to self-development technique? What is what worked for you? What's your favorite one? Just to give others some techniques that they can start with. I will share the Slido screen, and let's see what techniques you are using. Reading, yeah, that's amazing, yeah. Oh, meditation, yeah, I'm very happy to see meditation there. What kind of meditation? I would be really interested if you could put in the chat what meditation you are doing. Transcendental meditation, wow, okay. I love that. Cool. All right, thank you guys. Awesome. I'm very happy to see meditation there. Okay, I will just jump back. So lastly, I like to show you my other favorite technique, which is more of a framework. So it's called the Health Cairn, and it was developed by a medical doctor called Lisa Rankin. So this is a cairn. I don't know if you know the word cairn. So it's like construction of balancing stones. And so Dr. Rankin put physical health on the top of the cairn. And she says that overall physical health can only be achieved if the other life areas are in balance as well. And she also says that if one of the life areas are out of balance, or one or more areas are out of balance, it will show itself in the physical health sooner or later. So like as a physical symptom sooner or later. So the best we can do is to reflect all of these life areas and do it often, because there's always something to fine tune, and we are always a work in progress. So the last time I like you to go to Slido is I'd really like to know, where do you feel out of balance in your life? I will just start the last Slido poll for that. So I think that the life areas are quite self-describing, but maybe inner pilot light is the one that needs some explanation. So inner pilot light is or gut feeling, or intuitive capacity. This is the life area that tells you if you are taking the path that was meant for you. A good example for that, as we are transitioning to become business analysts. So do you want to become a business analyst because it resonates with your true self? Or are you basing this decision on a story that is based on a fear, like my current profession can't make enough income for me, so I will transition to a profession that can give me more income. So something like this. So is it based on a fear, or is it based on self-awareness that business analysis is the profession that is really the one that fits me well? The other thing is, so I really understand if you don't want to take sexuality, because that is the most private of all the life areas. But I also have to say that sexuality is one of the most important. It is because we are carrying very heavy packages or stories in that area, like guilt and embarrassment. And it is very much connected to creativity. You see on the cans, they are next to each other. And creativity and creative problem solving is a huge part of business analysis and become a PA. And so why are they so connected? It is a bit philosophical, but I hope that you will appreciate it if I mention that. So the biggest creation a human is capable of doing is creating another life, and it is connected to sexuality. So so I would like to encourage you. So if you are not taking it here, I can't trace you back, so it's anonymous. But if you don't want to reveal that you have challenges in sexuality, that's absolutely fine. But please be brave enough to look into this and reflect on this life area as well. Okay, I will just share the Slido screen. Okay, so physical health, mental health, work-life purpose, yeah. Money and relationship. I also wanted to do this practice because I wanted to share you that you are not alone with these problems. You are not alone struggling with physical health, with mental health, with work-life purpose and money problems, right? So sometimes we can feel that we are isolated with these problems because people don't tend to talk about these things. So vulnerability is still not something that is in the everyday talk. Yeah, so thank you very much for your honesty here. Oh, you can see the results, right? Yeah. All right. Yes. Yeah, mental health is huge. It's huge, and I really hope that with my presentation I can give you some ideas where to start with healing your mental health problems. And here I also like to highlight that mental health is just one of the balancing stones. So as you see that it is very, very close to the top, to the physical health, but to achieve mental health, you have to reflect on the other, reflect and improve the balance of the other life areas that are under mental health as well. All right, let's go back to the presentation. So what I learned in my self-development journey is that the willingness to learn, the willingness to develop is the key. Then you will find a way. You will ask for help if you have the willingness to improve. So how to improve in these life areas? So just ask yourself, do I feel fulfilled in these life areas? And if I don't, what am I doing right now to improve in these areas? And what else can I do to make them work better for me? So I really hope that next time when you feel stuck in the mud, you will remember that you are not alone, and you will use the honest self-reflection to get the motivation to ask for help. And please ask for help. Ask for professional help if you need that. And think holistically, because this transitioning time is one of the hardest in our lives. And I'd like to encourage yourself just to love yourself enough to invest in your holistic well-being, because it is an investment. It is investment of time, it's investment of energy and money sometimes. But also remember that you are not just doing it for yourself and for your career. We are also doing it for our loved ones. And by improving ourselves, we will become better role model for our children as well. So I've got a 7 and 3 years old kids, and what I found that when I work on my communication skills, I can role model them. I can teach them how to express their emotions better, and it's especially important now in their age, but later in our life as well. I can teach them how to stand up for themselves and how to resolve conflicts with their verbal communication. So this, I think this is a great realization that we are doing it for the next generation as well, not just for ourselves. So I would like to wish you the best of luck for your transitioning time and on your self-development journey from the bottom of my heart. And thank you very much for your engagement and for your attention. And let's get connected. So I would really love to be there for you if you ever need guidance on your self-development journey, okay? So thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you so much, Orsi. That was wonderful. Hey, if you want to get connected, feel free to pop your own LinkedIn link on the chat box so we can connect it with one another from today's talk. And be prepared for the question part, and we'll answer some questions too. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Orsi, I'll start sharing my part.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is amazing that Genesis shared in the chat that your only professional goal is to be more insightful than artificial intelligence. I love it. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Oh, awesome. Hey, I just want to give you a quick heads up of our next coming event. It's navigating the BA job market in New Zealand, and which will be held on 5th July from 8 to 9 p.m. NZ time. And the speaker will be Matthew Noskus. He's very good at analysis of the New Zealand local market. So if you want to have more insights about the BA job in New Zealand, please join us for the next event. And also, if you have any questions, please pop in the chat box so Orsi can help you. Now will be the QA time.
Yeah. So actually, personal development is really personal. So if you are not comfortable asking anything in the chat right now, yeah, I'm very happy to have the personal conversation on LinkedIn. So just find me on LinkedIn and or private conversation. That's the word I looked for. So so just find me on LinkedIn and ask your questions there.
Hey, Orsi, I got a question. So the approach that you mentioned is Himalayan Kirya. So do they introduce different techniques for different area of struggling, or do they have just a general skill to just build up the self-awareness?
So Kriya it's like a movement meditation kind of thing.
See.
You will receive your own wisdom. So the Kriya master will give you some guidance, but the big realizations are coming from inside during the at least for me, it's coming during the meditation.
Yeah.
So like the hard of hearing story came when she asked me to pull my ear.
Okay.
I had to like physically pull my ear.
Yeah.
Because my original intention was that I wanted to be able to communicate effortlessly.
Yeah.
So I didn't make the connection between telling the hard of hearing story and my struggle in communication for first.
Yeah.
When I put my ear and I like activated this area here, yeah, was the one that I just, the realization just hit me that, oh my God, I'm blocking myself by telling myself that I'm hard of hearing in every situation I could.
So is that, can we say that this from your own self-development, have you found more confident in the soft skill part, or on the both soft and hard skill part for the BA career?
Yeah, absolutely. So so I think that soft skills are basically our personality, and if I don't feel the blocks, then I will be more motivated
Yes,
to
true.
learn technical skills, and also I feel much more optimistic since I started working with Kriya. And optimism is very important to learn new things. Like being technology optimist is very important for business analysts, because we are the one who are the change makers, or the ones who facilitate the change, and we are the ones who help people go through the change at the workplace. So we have to be like 100% optimists, and like being the ultimate change champions in the workplace.
Yes.
Yeah, so attitude is also very important, and it is also connected to personality. So like doing anything that helps you with your personal development will help you learning technical skills as well.
True. That's a good one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyone else have some question pop up? Shall I read out from the chat box? I gotta have a look.
Yeah, so so I'd like you just to repeat that. Please find me in LinkedIn. I'm very happy to answer your questions there. Yeah.
Awesome. So how long take you from the transform yourself? Like how long roughly the guidance? Because for example, if I'm now quite stressed, and then if I come along with this technique or skill, how long I can be stress-free, or how long I can get myself out of the mud like the llama?
Yes. So space is different for everyone, for sure. So it depends on how many layers you have to work through until you get to your core self.
Yeah.
And different techniques work differently for everyone. So I can easily say that my self-development journey started 7 years ago. And for 7 years, I tried at least 10, 15 different self-development techniques until I found Himalayan Kirya that really changed my mindset. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I talked about Himalayan Kirya, but I know that like different techniques work for different people. So that's why I just wanted to do a bit of a brainstorming, what works for others. Yeah, so it can take a long time until you find your best technique, but it can happen quite quickly if you are really ready for that. So I think the readiness is the key. Yeah. Just to be to really see the value, to really see the benefit of investing in yourself.
Yeah.
And be ready to really like invest time, energy, and money into your self-development.
Yeah. I thought the poster that Janice is sharing. Oh, actually, she's left. I'm supposed to ask her to share more. That's a shame.
Yeah. I would also like to know where is from.
Yeah. So anyone have anything to share? Since today we have such a small group, so we got more time for each individual to share their own story. I encourage everybody to grab the opportunity so we can talk to each other, have some conversation.
Yeah,
anyone
just
feel free to
unmute yourself and we can still have a chat.
Yeah,
we have still 9 minutes left, so yeah.
Yeah, so if you can unmute yourself, want to share something, we are happy to hear your thoughts.
So Orsi, first of all, thank you so much. It was really an informative session. So one question that I quickly have is how or what kind of techniques do you think would be really helpful in a workplace setting? So when we are in a workplace and something affects very quickly, some stress or something happens and you need to really get out of that, but the setting is such that you don't maybe have the time or the space to do something. So what do you suggest for that?
Yeah, this is a great question. Thank you for that. So what I would suggest you do if you feel very stressful in a workplace situation, find a place where nobody can see you, like an office that nobody uses, or even go to the toilet. But ideally, you would have some more space for yourself and do some random movements. Listen to your body, where your body wants to move, and do a bit of dancing kind of movement. So just listen to your body. So the movement meditation works like that. You don't force any movement. You just feel where it wants to move you. Because the thing is that when we are angry, we have the instinct to physically do something. Because in the ancient times, when we were stressed, we had to run or we had to fight back. But in a modern world, you can't do that, right? You have to still stay civilized. But your body wants to move. So if you have the time, go for a run. That works as well. But if you don't have the time, you only have 10 minutes, just go somewhere where you can do some big movement. And that would help with some stress relief.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Nice. Okay, I think that's for today. So I'd like to express my gratitude and everybody's gratitude to our phenomenal speaker, Orsi Palfi, for sharing your experience and guiding us on this transformative path as we came to the end of this event. So we're gonna thank you. I'm just trying the next one. And I also want to thank you for each one of you to join us today. Your presence has made this journey very truly remarkable. So if you want to find us from sorry, yeah, I just got this here. And you can find us from all the resources from here. The first this one here. Sorry, I just quickly skip up. So that's where you can find us. From the Zoom, from the keynotes, from LinkedIn, and from anywhere, any resources comfortable for you. Feel free to join us. Feel free to find us. I think that's for today. Thank you for the participate.
Thank you.